Day. It's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com. You're going to hear that keyword probably in about 10 minutes or so.
So, I've been telling you about Willow River Company, just did during that last break, your outdoor living experts. And they put together a game plan for me for some general landscaping they needed to do. And they spell it all out. I just love this. 5 yards of pulverized dirt. And they pulverized it. They took a sledgehammer to that stuff before they installed it. 45 square yards of sod, some woven fabric, a birch, white spire, betula. They have these fancy names like your real name is Brandon Molesky, but you're also known as Tenabe. That's the technical term. Birch, white spire, betula, platyphylla. Then they put in some Calamagrotis, Acutiflora, Carl Forestal, ornamental feather reed grass. I just said they put in grass. Sporobolus, Heterolepsis, prairie dropseed, serviceberry, autumn brilliance, Amelenshire, a 7-foot B&B clump, chocolate mulch, and some Chilton lawn edge. Okay, whatever that means. Just get her done, as we like to say. They just finished the PGA Championship at Aronimink in Newton Square, Pennsylvania. Paul Peterson is one of my co-hosts. He's affectionately known as Ping Guy. He gave me, this is from May 14th, 2026. They get this every week. It's the Ping Golf PGA Tour report. Okay. If you're into golf and you're an equipment, you're a techie kind of a guy, you just be fascinated by this stuff. This was leading up to the tournament. They had 18 staff players in the field. There are 25 other sets of pings being played. People that aren't Ping staff players, but they're playing Ping. Total Ping drivers, 36. G440 drivers, 28. That was second most at the PGA Tour. And it's the second major of the year, the G440 LST number one model with 20 in play. The number one model with 20 in play. I don't play the LST. It's a little bit too much for me, Teddy. You have to be warning for professionals only, or people that are really, really good. But it's interesting. Then they have the list of every player and what they're doing as they prepare, what they're doing equipment-wise as they prepare for the tournament. Corey Connors didn't have much to do. Regrip, driver, and wedges only. That was it. Regrip, get in, get out. Everything is running smooth for him. Meanwhile, Daniel Berger was having all kinds of trouble. Struggling with underspinning his driver. Wanted to stay in flat minus setting in G430 LST. We could not get enough loft to increase spin in desired setting. Shimmed shaft to get needed loft. Daniel was happy with the end result this week. Regripped all full swing clubs, returning to GP Tour Wrap 2G58 reg logo down. Daniel had put on a mid-size grips himself a few weeks ago. He's gripping his own clubs. Danny, time out. Leave that to the professionals in the tour van. Loft and lie check. No adjustments needed. Repaired a ferrule on the BPS 6-iron. I had that ferrule issue a couple of years ago on a couple of my irons, and the best part was I had repaired at the 3M Open. And the best part is when a couple of the tour players came, they said, you'll have to hold on a moment. We're working on the common man's golf clubs. Brilliant! They put me at the front of the line. I'm a tour player. Well, okay, I'm not a tour player, but I'm on the tour staff. Okay, I'm on the player staff. Okay, I'm the official, unofficial ambassador of Minnesota Golf. But I just find this stuff is like I say, some people, Stuart Sink qualified by winning the senior PGA championship a few weeks ago. That's how he got to Aronimink. He spec'd out all his clubs for record and future builds, built backup driver, 3-wood and fresh set of I-210s, as well as a few driver shafts for testing in the coming weeks. He reshafted his I-210 U-wedge to 35 1/8. And then it tells the clubs he wears. But clubs uses, and guys like me and you, we get fit for our clubs, we get them, we use them. That's it. We're not like every week on.
No, we're not tinkering.
We don't tinker. But it is amazing. Amazing is probably too strong of a word, and maybe even fascinating. It's interesting, I guess, to see what these guys go through every week. To, like you'll see sometimes to be a guy he'll put like a 7-wood in his bag for one shot on that golf course. That's it. He knows that on the 14th hole, a par 4, he's going to need a specific club, and the only club that's going to work for him on that hole is going to be a 7-wood. And so that's what he puts in his bag. And, when they go across the pond for the Open Championship, that's when if you look at your wedges, they have these numbers on them. It's for the bounce you get, right, off the turf. Because, like, if you're playing most of your golf in Minneapolis, in the Midwest, right? You're playing at Minnesota and Wisconsin, whatever the case may be. A lot of the turf conditions are similar, so you want to get a wedge that kind of, you get the right bounce on the turf. If you're playing down in San Antone, where it's rock hard, you don't want the same kind of wedges. You have to have a different kind of wedge. Same models, but they have different bounce to them. So, but yeah, so the Ping Tour report for Tenby would be player seems to report that everything's going way right.
I always must be something going on with the equipment.
Yeah, well, that's what Ping guy says. He was a tour rep for years, right, on the ladies tour. His wife played on the LPGA for years. Played for 7 years. She had a career in the LPGA, and so of course he's familiar with all the male players on the tour, the PGA Tour. And what he says is, if you're a PGA Tour player, it's PGA Tour players don't hit bad shots. Bad golf clubs hit bad shots. It's always the club. Got to fix this. Can't be me. No, I think maybe it's you. But they can't admit it. It's not me. It couldn't possibly be me.
Something's got to be up.
It's got to be something's got to be up. It can't be me. It has to be the equipment. So, okay, I bet there's times they go in there and go, I think you're right, Bill, here. And they go in there and they go, count to 10, 8, 7, 6. Okay, Bill, we just tweaked it. And they don't even touch it. Then Bill goes out. Yeah, see, I told you it was the club. Everything's good now. Okay. So, and where are they this week? I didn't even check the schedule.
Well, we're going to do Peek at the Pros next segment, so we can. Well, we just kind of we can take a look at it then.
Yeah, we'll do that then. Well, we just kind of peeked at the pros now with the Ping Golf PGA Tour report that comes out every week, and I'm sure all the golf club manufacturers do the same thing. I received all sorts of reaction to all of our Tim Connolly, Minnesota Timberwolves action. Let's do a couple of these that came into the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, in regards to the best player in the league, this text messenger said, Joker is today, Wemby will be in 2 years. Can't give him the nod after 6-7 playoff games. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But I still give him the nod. I still do think he's the best player in basketball because he's because I had no idea that the Joker was that deficient on defense because, I'm not part of the basketball community. I'm a casual. But we saw how poorly he played defense against the Timberwolves. I mean, he was just, and I don't think Wemby, his offense, he's just by default, he scores because he's so tall. He sits down. If he's underneath the basket, he's scoring. They're not going to be able to prevent him from scoring. But, yeah, I guess you can make the argument Joker's still the best player today. But that being said, if you asked every general manager in the league, you can take one player right now. Who do you want? And a lot of it's youth too, because Wemby's, younger than Joker. You would take Joker. You would take Wemby in a second.
Yeah. Wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah, wouldn't even think about it. This one says, my dad served in WW2, but injury kept him stateside. Only 2 members of his platoon survived the Battle of the Bulge. My dad's oldest brother, Forrest, we called him 40. but his name was Forrest, and he served in the Battle of the Bulge too. He had a Purple Heart, the whole thing, wounded in action. Talk to Creasel about that. He knows all about being wounded in action. Then there's this one. NBA players making filet mignon giving London broil effort is unacceptable even in regular season playoffs. You do that in the playoffs, done with you. And I love the way Brandt, who's a regular emailer and text messenger, has been for years, and we think a lot alike, and that's exactly right. NBA players making filet mignon money, and they're giving London broil effort. Not going to work, man. It's just like, but you know what? What do you do? That players' union is probably stronger than any other union that there is in sports, right? I mean, they make all the money, and they kind of call the shots. I want to
players run that league.
Yeah, I want to play with my buddies. Get my buddies. Let's bring some buddies in here so I can win a title, and they do, which isn't a bad thing either if you get the right buddies and they win titles. Tana B mentioned a keyword brought to you by BigDeck.com. What you got, Tana?
The fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Just enter the keyword GRAND at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. The keyword is GRAND. Enter now at KFAN.com.
The comment.
KFAN welcomes some great shows at Treasure Island in the next year, including Gabriel Iglesias on July 31st.
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Joe Bonamassa.
I'm on top of the world and looking down on... I can't get that high. Down on creation.
On August 15th, and Snoop Dogg.
I was going to do Drop It Like It's Hot, but that is his song, right? So I'd have to
find a different rapper song.
I'm going to pop some tags. I got $20 in my pocket.
On September 5th, get the complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page at KFAN.com, keyword calendar. How have we not got hired yet to do
I don't know.
Concert commercials.
We should, because we know how they're done. Joe Bonamassa. Peek at the Pros, brought to you by our friends at Minnesota Golf Association. Get more out of your game. You join the MGA, and it's pretty cool. You get a handicap, on-course GPS stuff. You get a prescription to the Minnesota Golfer magazine. It's really cool, new and improved. Also, what's really the youth on course thing is really cool. I think it's 150 courses, give or take a course or two participate in. Kids 18 years of age and younger can play for just $5. So go join the Minnesota Golf Association today by visiting mngolf.org/membership, mngolf.org/membership. Tennessee, you got that?
Well, speaking of Minnesota Golf, I just received an email.
You did?
From Minnesota Golf Association. The results from the 2026 MGA Players, Mid-Players, and Senior Players Championship qualifying today in Red Wing.
Okay, so today, and now for all of those events, they'll do 8, 9, 10 qualifiers during a 2-week period. What are the results today?
So at Red Wing Golf Course in the Playas, Jason Pendleton from Olympic Hills Golf Club shot a 1/72.
That's
Matt
good golf.
Norgard from Summerby shot a 2/73. Those are your two qualifiers. In the mid-players, your medalist qualifier is Dylan Gergen of Mendakota Country Club. He shot a 1/72 today. And then in the seniors, looks like only 3 of them golfed. You should have been out there.
Yeah, right.
Well, you might have had a chance.
Not the way I played today. I walked off the golf course, but yeah.
JT Johnson from the Wilds was your medalist qualifier at 4/75.
Yeah, JT can flat out play. I know JT.
By the way, for the pros, though, at the CJ Cup, Byron Nelson at TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney, Texas. Actually, I'm going to be in Dallas this weekend, and the buddy I'm going to see down there asked me if I wanted to go to this tournament because I think he has access to this tournament.
Okay.
I opted to just play more golf instead.
Yeah, I think I would have said the same thing.
But I could have gone there. But it seems like it's not a very...
It's available to everybody.
It's not a very challenging golf course because Brooks Koepka is your leader. He shot an 8/63 today. Then you have 5 golfers that shot 7/64. Emiliano Grillo, Keith Mitchell, Siwoo Kim. Still haven't figured out this guy's name. I probably should get the pronunciation. Is it Steven Jagger?
I think it's Jagger.
And then Michael Thorbjornsen. You have 2 at 600, Doug Gim and Mackenzie Hughes, and then you have a whole host of golfers at 5 under, including Scotty Scheffler and Wyndham Clark, who shot 66 today.
And there's your peek at the pros, brought to you by the Minnesota Golf Association. So yesterday I was in the sales stable and talked to some of the salespeople, including Clayton, Mitch, Drew, Spot, Rover, and what's another name for a dog? Spot, Rover, and I should have worked on the bit. Get the bit salespeople. I had named real people, then I named dogs because a dog with an open his mouth. Spot, Rover, and
Lassie.
Spot, Rover. I talked to Spot, Rover, and Lassie as well. And Clayton's a Vikings fan, diehard. Mitch is an Eagles fan, and Drew is a Bears fan. What I want to know is, how did Mitch and Drew get hired? If you're not a fan of the Vikings, how do you work here at iHeartMedia?
I always love that one.
That'd be like having a guy born in Detroit who's a Lions fan hosting a show. I mean, how ridiculous is that?
A guy born in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah. A guy in Gary, Indiana is a Bears fan hosting a show. Or you have a guy hosting a specialty weekend show called Packer Preview. Used to be a 2-hour show. Then it was an hour. Now I think it's like 4 minutes. They give
No,
them
just
4
maybe
minutes.
a podcast?
Just go. Talk. 4 minutes fast. And they were going over the schedules. You're never going to guess, Tennessee. They all predicted like 13-4 records for their club. Look at they're going over game by game.
You've got to be kidding me.
Those are the people that the teams just love. The people that just always believe. Hashtag faith. Followers of Paul Allen. I love you. You love me. We're all about positivity. With the great GM, we'll be 13-3. We're all about positivity.
Positivity.
Hashtag faith. And they said, well, aren't most fans? I chided them about it, teased them a little bit. They said, well, aren't most fans like this? Well, until recently, I was never that way with the Kitties. I'd look at the schedule, and I'm having trouble finding a half a dozen wins in any given season, right? And I don't like, I'm sorry, I don't buy into that. Well, you know, we picked up this guy. It was a pretty good draft pick we got there. You know, I mean, we're close. Just 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends, 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs, a couple of running backs, few wide receivers, handful of offensive linemen, and a quarterback. We're right there. And even now, after the schedule release, they were trying to, and again, it's fool's gold to try to predict a final record for any team before they've even gone to training camp, OTAs, preseason, even started playing games. You're basically basing all of it on what did the team do last year, because most teams are returning. What percentage of players do you think return from the year before? I bet it's close to 75, isn't it? Maybe more. I mean, how many guys do you sign via free agency? Maybe a half a dozen? And then you have a half a dozen draft picks. That's 10, 12 guys. So maybe it's more than 70. Maybe it's, you know, and then some teams don't turn over as much because they don't need to. They're loaded, right? They don't want to let any guys go. But, you know, it's the old hope springs eternal. And so you're basing it on the players you're bringing back and then how you played last year. And then you're looking at your opponents and what their records were last year. And it's that same thing I talk about all the time, Tenby, where fans will look at a schedule and go, we're getting into our soft spot of our schedule now. And then the teams you're talking about, the fans in their city, are looking at the Vikings and go, that's part of our soft spot of our schedule. You know, they're looking at the same exact thing. So it's hard to predict, but I tease those guys. I said, oh, let me guess. Oh, 13-4. You say, no, I only went 12-5 is what he said. I said 12-5. I'm more realistic than the others. Though I guess I admit, when I looked at the Vikings schedule, I saw a lot of W's. A lot of them. This could be our year, Tennessee. As Murph once called it, unfinished business. We'll have to wait and see.
We got a lot of unfinished business.
Yeah, we got a lot of business we need to finish. Let's do this. Let's take a break, come back. Got a couple more text messages regarding the Wolves conversation. We had some reaction to that. And I promise I wanted to talk about hot dog eating contests. We'll do that, too, here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
The Common Man.
That's enough. Put down the mic. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working.
Weekdays at noon on the Fan.
Should be a couple of 13-14 past. I'm Common East Tennessee. I'm out tomorrow. My customary 4-day Memorial Day weekend. I'll be up at Camp Richard in roughly an hour from now. Where do you think my troubles are going to be, Tennessee?
Oh, they'll be behind you.
You are correct. Play a little golf with baby brother Peter. It's kind of a it's a little melancholy. There'll be a little verklempt-ness to it. It's the yearly, we do it annually, trip to Camp Richard. And baby brother Peter, when we return Monday night, he flies out, that big old jet airliner. He'll be going to San Francisco. I'm going to offer him flowers to wear in his hair if he'd like. He did get a haircut from haircutter guy, Darren, over in Minnetonka on Monday. It was Monday or Tuesday. Regardless, it doesn't matter what day it was. And then he's gone for his internship for a little over 2 months. So Mom will be sad. I'll be relieved. I mean, I'll be sad as well. It's going to be tough for us. But so BBP and I playing last couple of rounds together. Now, he's going to come back for a short time in August. We'll play a little more golf, and then he's back to his senior year at the. And then from there, Tennessee, if that internship goes well, he might end up being a San Franciscan.
Then his troubles will be behind him.
Yeah, his troubles will be behind him, so that's what he's looking forward to as well. Deuce will be Deuce is coming up late. He's got a run. He's running in Grandma's marathon.
Wow.
So he's got to go for a run tonight before he's in big. He trains really hard. He takes it seriously. So he's got to train tonight, and then he's also has he's got some play-by-play on Game Time Minnesota Network. He's doing another lacrosse game. I've watched the games. They get a little one-sided sometimes. That'll be the game he called the other night, 24-2.
Yeah.
The boys don't start running time until the second half. Once it gets to like a 10-goal lead, then it's running, but it's not
Call
until
off the dogs.
Yeah, not until the second half. But anyway, so we'll be headed there. Headline from CBS Sports: Joey Chestnut will compete in the 2026 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest while under probation for a battery charge. That's a big relief for me because I didn't know if he was going to compete or not. And without Joey Chestnut, is it even a hot dog eating contest? Brad Crawford writes the piece that says, hot dog eating champion Joey Chestnut will participate in the 2026 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest during 4th of July weekend under probation after recently pleading guilty to misdemeanor battery over a bar altercation. Richard Shea, the co-founder and president of Major League Eating, I still think it's humorous that there's, and I'm assuming if it's Major League Eating, it's not just hot dogs. Is there ice cream? You'd finish dead last in a pickle eating contest.
I wouldn't even start.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You'd finish dead last. You'd just look at me, you go, I'm out. Can't do it.
Ice cream, I might be able to slam some of that down.
Yeah, but then you get that brain freeze. You know, if you eat really cold, something really cold, really fast, that would be the real challenge.
That is, yeah. You got to pace yourself accordingly.
You really have to pace yourself. Well, like with the hot dog eating contest, Rosen couldn't participate because he would take a bite, go back to the condiment thing, put some more, put some salt, some mustard on it, and take another bite, and then go back and put relish on it, and then go take another bite, and then that's Maury Amsterdam guy. Never let anything die. Because remember when Rosen did that? when he said, well, no, yeah, I went back. I took a couple of bites and I went back to the stand and added some. No one's
because he could just acknowledge, yes, I had a plain hot dog.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Which I'm more than happy to acknowledge.
Yeah. We talked about the other day. I mustard.
But he's got a sophisticated palate, that Mark Rosen.
I've never watched the hot dog eating contest. Have you? Do they get to put? I don't suppose they care if there's ketchup or mustard on. They just eat them plain, right?
Well,
and they have to eat them with the bun, don't they?
They have to eat them with the. Well, I think they can eat them separately.
Oh,
but to have a hot dog done, you do have to eat the entire wiener,
okay,
and the bun, but you don't have to eat them together necessarily. So a lot of them. I was about to do a bit about how like hot dog eating contest is the one where analytics hasn't come in yet, right? We don't we don't have analytics on how much of the bun is being dipped into the water before eating it, and the form and the technique. Like no one talks about that stuff. But a lot of times, like they'll take maybe 2 or 3 wieners, and I don't know if they dip them in water or not, but they'll eat those, just the wiener parts, and then they'll take the buns and dip the buns into the water to soften them up, and then put them in. So they're not eating them together.
Did you know that I've never called a hot dog a wiener? That's okay, but I know.
Should I call it a Frank or what?
Well, there's
Shirley.
Well, Shirley, you don't call me Shirley, and don't get Kurt with me. My name's not Kurt. Richard Shea, Major League Eating, he's the president. He said in a statement that Chestnut did not violate Major League Eating's code of conduct, and he's eligible to defend his crown. Here's what his attorney said, Mario Massalameni. He said, it truly was just a misunderstanding. Of course it was. Joey understood that he wanted to accept responsibility for his actions, and he did. Chestnut claimed his 17th victory in the 2025 Nathan's hot dog eating contest after a 1-year absence. He was accused of striking a man at an Indiana bar in March, leading to charges, according to court records obtained by U.S. Weekly. Chestnut pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery last month before being sentenced to 180 days of probation, according to court records. The man whom Chestnut struck says he exchanged a handshake with the competitive eater before he was struck on the side of his face. Per the affidavit, Chestnut told law enforcement the following day during questioning that he was pretty drunk and didn't remember the bout. Chestnut said after watching the incident on video, his slap looked like a joke and he didn't realize it was going to be reported. Per law enforcement, in review of the tape, the accused pulled the victim forward, moves closer, uses his right hand to strike the victim on the face with an open hand. The victim is observed reacting to the strike and moving his head downward and holding it there while the accused stands over him and his friend. Chestnut moves toward the victim again, and the victim moves away from the accused. Chestnut's legal team released the following statement to U.S. Weekly after the incident. Joey regrets engaging and the interaction being misinterpreted. He strives to always connect in a fun manner with fans. In this case, some inappropriate things were said that Joey reacted to. He's committed to avoiding being in those situations going forward. He didn't participate in the 2024 Nathan's hot dog eating contest after an MLE spokesperson said he breached his contract by choosing to represent another hot dog brand. Known as Jaws in the competitive eating world, Chestnut's streak of 8 straight titles came to an end before last summer. Chestnut consumed 70.5 hot dogs in 10 minutes, 20 more than reigning champ Patrick Bertoletti, who finished second with 46.5. I mean, think of that. I mean, that's like the Wolves loss in their final playoff game. 70.5 to 46.5. I mean, that's just a rout. I wonder, when you discover that you got a real knack for eating a snack. I mean, it's like you eat and you go, like maybe it's that you're in a hurry. You got to go somewhere and you eat a hot dog real fast. You go, God, I can't believe I ate that in about a split second. Wonder if I could do that again. And you do it again. You go, man, I can make a career out of this. And then you find out there's something called the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And the next thing you know, you're world famous. Like, Tenby, I'm sure there was a time when you started skating around the rink. I'm pretty good at this. And you decided you're pretty good hockey.
I don't know if that ever occurred to me, but.
And then, I started ripping people and think, you're pretty good at being a Richard. This Richard thing is pretty good for you. You can maybe have a career in it. And I've made one, being a Richard. But how do you all of a sudden discover that you can eat a lot of food in a very short period of time. And
how do you train for it?
Well, I don't, that's the other thing. I don't know how you train for it.
And what's the next 48 hours after a match like?
Yeah. I bet he probably has. You know how you always have endorsements. You eat hot dogs. You probably Pepto-Bismol, I would think, something like that.
But like when he first started off, when the hot dog eating contest first became kind of big or notable, you always kind of assumed it would be like 300-pound guys with huge stomachs that had the room to fill all the hot dogs. Whereas the guys who have been dominant the last few years are like just normal skinny guys. It's like, how do you fit all that in you? It doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, it does not make any sense. He's won 17 times, and by such large margins. Is he a top 10 male American athlete of all time? I mean, could you put him in the same breath as LeBron, Michael?
For his
Ali?
sport, you could.
If
you call it a sport.
I call it a sport. I think he's one.
You're ready to put him on the
I think he
Mount
might.
Rushmore?
Well, I don't know if he's top 4 or not. I mean, you got Jesse Owens, Muhammad Ali, Otto Graham, and I beat Wes Walls playing golf and a couple of other big. I beat Burke. I beat world-class athletes in golf. I don't think I'm on the Mount Rushmore, but I'm under consideration. I won the blue ribbon track and field, 6th grade, Adams Elementary School, blue ribbon in the sack race. It's funny how people think. There's several people who texted this to the Bradshaw and Bryan KFAN text line, just worded differently. But I like this one. This one says, meat sauce could win an ice cream eating contest, can't get a brain freeze. Well, because I told you, didn't I? This is actually, I was really worried about him. He had a brain eating amoeba. Starved to death. I'd make myself laugh sometimes. This one says, pro wrestling one day, competitive eating the next. I'm glad the Wolves and Wilder are done. This is appointment radio. I think it is. I think it's more fun to talk about.
We've hit the abyss.
I wonder what food it would be if I were to, if it's got to be, I mean, the thing I'm really hooked on right now is a combination of seasoned ground beef, roasted sweet potatoes, avocado, and cottage cheese with hot honey on the top. It's so good. But I don't know if that counts in your, and in the competitive eating, we have a combo platter, what are the, I guess I should, now I'm curious. I'm going to type in competitive eating categories. Right? Let's see if we have any. Meat and poultry. That would be Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. Other popular events feature buffalo wings, Texas sausage, and chicken nuggets. So you could do chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah. So the AI overview on other competitions other than the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest, which is 4th of July in Brooklyn. The Crystal Square Off is a major world hamburger eating championship officially sanctioned by Major League Eating, where competitors race to consume the most small square hamburgers. You've got the national...
That would be White Castle. I bet White Castle supplies them because they have the small square hamburgers.
I could do it without they put like the onions in there.
Do they have to, or can you take them off?
The National Buffalo Wing Festival held in Buffalo, New York. This event features the U.S. Chicken Wing Eating Championship, where competitors race to eat the most buffalo-style chicken wings in a set time frame. The La Castaña Feel the Heat Challenge, a popular culinary event in the MLE circuit focused on consuming raw jalapeno peppers.
Oh, I'm out. Yeah. I mean, I like, on a spicy scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 5, maybe a 6 jalapenos. Any dish that I order, if I go, hold the jalapenos, if they say we can't, it's in the dish, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done.
I can't do it.
Then you have the Glutton Bowl, Hosted periodically by television networks like Fox, this is a multi-round elimination tournament featuring multiple food disciplines. I kind of like that.
Yeah. There's amateur, there's pie eating. Desserts and sweets includes pie eating, cupcake eating, donut eating, and even ice cream challenges. We've talked about that already.
I'd like the ice cream one because I think I'm not worried about choking.
Mega burgers, eating challenges featuring burgers weighing up to 124 ounces, stacked with multiple patties, bacon, and loaded fries. Well, that's just... Then there's the giant steaks, the classic 72-ounce steak challenge, where participants must eat a massive cut of meat along with sides in under an hour. They give you a long time. Well, it takes a long time to chew a steak.
Yes, it's a challenge.
There is the spicy challenges, like you say, foods laced with incredibly hot peppers like ghost peppers or Carolina Reapers. Never heard of those. Without drinking water or quitting. So you can't drink any water. You have to eat.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
Spaghetti noodle slurping. Casual hands-free competitions are popular at community gatherings. Yeah, and like I say, where do you find that you're really good at it? And why do you want to be really good at it?
Well, obviously, Rosen has a food that he's really good at eating. Crow.
Yeah. Well, and Justin Guard, cake. He'd be good at cake eating. Yeah. This one says, he brings it up. There's also Carolina Reaper pepper eating contest. It's horrific. Peppers are the hottest in the world. Contestants regularly vomit.
Oh.
Egg eating contests, I can't do that either. Well, that's one of the greatest scenes in movie history.
Not cooked, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I would hope they're hard-boiled. You can't eat a raw egg, you can die.
Yeah.
The movie Cool Hand Luke, I know you've never seen it, but that's where we get that soundbite. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That's one of the lines from the movie. But and Paul Newman stars in it. He has to eat like 50 hard-boiled eggs. Oh, and they got him on his back, and they're just putting him into his mouth for him. He eats 50 hard-boiled eggs. I like hard-boiled eggs, but it's one of those things after a hand. I just couldn't do it. This one says, last year at Rib Fest at Mystic Lake, they had a rib eating contest sanctioned by MLE. The winner ate 12 pounds of rib meat in 10 minutes.
Oh.
$4,000 was first prize. Enough to pay the hospital bill after you're hospitalized. I might not even cover the hospital bill, to be honest with you. Here's the State Fair has the cottage cheese eating contest hosted by Old Home. I finished second 2 years ago. Enter it with me this year, Common Man. I don't know if I want to enter a food eating contest, especially after I live by this creed. I think creed's the right word. Credo. Credo is a song by Ricky Skaggs. 80% of your food is for purpose, 20% is for pleasure. I guess it would be the 87 because you're eating at the contest for the purpose of winning. You're not eating. There's no way you're eating for pleasure. There's nobody. Joey Chestnut doesn't end and goes, man, I really like that. That was good for me. Feel really good right now. Take a little nap. Yep, just going to take a little nap now. You've just got to feel awful after that.
And the rest of the year, you don't touch a hot dog, do you?
I wouldn't think.
I can't be like on a 2 months later. I'm really in the mood for a hot dog today.
Well, have you ever ate a food so much that you eventually almost can't eat it anymore now because you loved it so much, you ate it, and now you just go, I just don't know if I can do that anymore.
I mean, I only have a select few to choose from anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if pizza was healthy, I could eat pizza every day.
Yeah.
I never get sick of pizza.
I'm going to eat pizza up at, I'm telling you, Rafferty's.
We were up there this winter.
Yeah. That pizza's so good at Rafferty's. It's all in the crust. To me, that's the most important thing is the crust. And
The sauce.
There's another chocolate ox opened up now, too, at Breezy Point. There are 3 now. There are 3 chocolate oxes. I love me some chocolate ox. We'll go there a couple times.
But that one's open now? Because we were up there in January at Breezy for a hockey tournament.
Okay, and
it was under construction at the time.
Yeah, I think it is open now. Because I when I went up to Camp Richard for the Power Trip morning show golf opener, they had the sign that said all 3 locations. Chocolate ox is
so good.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Well, not only do you get the ice cream, but then it's got, like we talked about, all the old-fashioned candy that you just can't seem to find anymore.
You can't find it at your local gas station.
No, you just can't. You find, like Turkish taffy. I told you we used to put it in the refrigerator as kids. There was banana, chocolate, and vanilla. And then what you would do with it is you'd freeze it, and then you would take it still in its wrapper, and you'd smack it on the counter like that so it would break up into pieces, and you'd open it up, and you'd just chow it out. Good night. Turkish taffy eating contest would be bad. It'd pull the fillings right out of your teeth, man. It would be almost impossible. I would bet that you couldn't even finish one before your mouth got welded shut. Boy, that was fun.